All right, I think we finally got it moving here, people. All right, we are live. Joe Knows Cryptos, and we're here to talk about Bitcoin, and it looks like it's on the move again. Let's get into our chart here and take a look real quick. We've got the market cap at 164. Let's refresh that screen. 1,006,6.64. We got Bitcoin back over 44,587 on the way up. Let's just take a look at the daily chart. Look at that candle right there. Boom. Look at that wick up, baby. This is the start of the day. It started at 43. And it seems like as soon as the weekend starts, here we are Friday evening. Most of your stock markets are closed. All your other trading markets are closed. But it seems like the weekends have been really good for Bitcoin. They have just been pumping up, and it has just been pumping up. And it's what is the yearly high? I think we got to be getting pretty close to it. That might be the yearly high. It looks like it was 44.2. Is that right? I thought we got a little higher than that. 44,281. I think we just hit a new yearly high for 1 month, up 25%. People, don't be scared by Jamie Dimon and his FUD. All right, let's listen to what Jamie Dimon had to say, and Elizabeth Warren. I'm not even going to talk about these. I'm going to talk about these people, actually. Let's just get into the video of their meeting that they had, I believe it was yesterday.
Is such an attractive financial tool for terrorists, drug traffickers, and rogue nations?
I've always been deeply opposed to crypto, Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, and that is a use case because it is somewhat anonymous, not fully, and because you can move money instantaneously, and because it doesn't go through, as you mentioned, all these systems have been built up over many years, know your customers, sanctions, OFAC, they can get bypass all of that.
Okay, we're going to revisit that again in a second. But basically, Jamie Dimon said if he was, it's used by people who do illegal business and shady stuff and drug trafficking, right? So let's just take a look at what Jamie Dimon's company, JP Morgan, does. So they've been fined $39 billion. And that's just a slap on the wrist for all the shady dealings they've done. I mean, they've worked with El Chapo, laundering money for him. Want to talk about Bitcoin? JP Morgan agrees to pay $290 million to settle a similar lawsuit filed by Epstein survivors. So he was doing business with Epstein for 15 years after Epstein was arrested, knowing exactly what was going on. Don't tell me JP Morgan didn't know what was going on at Epstein Island. Come on, all these rich people, they all know what was going on in Epstein Island. JP Morgan deletes 47 million files. They got all kind of shady business going on. These are the biggest crooks, and if anybody believes that Jamie Dimon is an honest person who does upright, upstanding deals, you're fooling yourself. Just because he wears a nice suit and he's rich does not mean that he is a good human being. In my opinion, he's a piece of garbage. He actually was going to fire his employees a few years back if he found out they were buying Bitcoin, while there's video of him and his board meetings buying Bitcoin at the same time he's going to fire his employees. So again, we got Elizabeth Warren here, who's just a knucklehead. Who would take advice from this woman if you saw her walking down the street? You didn't know she was a politician. Give me a break.
Attractive financial tool for terrorists, drug traffickers, and rogue nations.
So drug traffickers like El Chapo, who not only drug traffic, but kills people, JP Morgan, doing their banking for him, and laundering the money? Come on.
I've always been,
Rogue nation. What's a rogue nation? Anything the United States declares as a rogue nation. Is El Salvador now a rogue nation because they accept Bitcoin as currency? Come on. They just say whatever they want just to spread FUD. It's so ridiculous.
deeply opposed to crypto, Bitcoin, etc.
Now, why else would he be opposed to crypto? He's a banker. The banks are going down, man. People are taking their money out of banks. A lot of banks have shut down this year. The banks are in trouble. What's one of their main competitors right now? Cryptocurrency. Well, of course, they're fighting for their survival. So, of course, he's going to try to downplay Bitcoin.
You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals, drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance, and that is a use case because it is somewhat anonymous, not fully.
You see what he just said there? Because it's somewhat anonymous. The FBI has actually said it's easier to track people using Bitcoin than using cash, because cash, unless you write down the serial number where it came from, who it went to, and then who they gave it to, and then you could follow it back and actually catch that person, it's nearly impossible. It's totally non-fungible, right? To the extent that it's nearly impossible to track cash. Like if you wanted to buy drugs out on the corner from some guy, if you were a druggie and you wanted to buy some cocaine or something, right? Are you going to go out to the corner with a $50 cash? Or are you going to transfer $50 worth of Bitcoin over to him that can actually be traced, because it is somewhat traceable? Not fully. He even says it himself. He's so ridiculous.
And because you can move money instantaneously, and because it doesn't go through, as you mentioned, all these systems have been built up over many years, know your customers, sanctions, OFAC, they can bypass all of that. If I was the government, I'd close it down.
Jamie Dimon, what a joke, piece of garbage, as well as Elizabeth Warren is also a piece of garbage. Oh my goodness, let me just see. Oh, okay, Stephen O'Neill. Hey, Joe, hope all is good. It's good, man. I think a pullback is in the cards. I don't know. Gladden TV, what's up? Been following you for some years. Now, you're on the Digibyte. Yeah, Digibyte. It's one of those mine coins. It's got potential. But hey, I don't know if we're going to have a pullback, guys, for a few reasons. I think the pullback was yesterday. It came down from 44 down to, I think it touched in the 42s there for a while. But with this news of all these, BlackRock, and I think they said there's between 8 and 12 different banks going to be, offering Bitcoin, and it's going to have to be backed by Bitcoin. I can't see people really thinking of selling it, because is it worth the risk to sell Bitcoin and it goes down a couple thousand and you can buy in and get it a little bit cheaper, and then it goes up, but risk it just keep going up right now? I could see in a market where there's not much happening, where there's not much news really going on, with cryptocurrency or Bitcoin, when it's kind of boring, when you're in that crypto winter, having pullbacks and little things like that. But now we've got so much good news, and I know it's gone up, like we just showed in the chart, 25%. But I'm not sure if I'm quite seeing it. I mean, if I'm not sure how big of a pullback you think it would have. It might pull back $1,000 here and there, because there's always profit takers. But it just seems like, plus you have the halving coming up in April. I think it would be risky, unless it really spikes up. Well, then when it spikes up, there will be profit taking. But personally, I can't really see it pulling back. All right, let's see what other news I have out for y'all. I'm just going to go into fiat leak here real quick. Did you hear that explosion? Every time you hear that explosion, that means we had a big ass Bitcoin purchase, and there's another one. Now, I go on Fiat Leak from time to time, and I have for the last probably 2 years. Those explosion sounds were not very common for the longest time. And we just heard 2 in the last minute. So, and you can just see it's going everywhere. There's some days when you come on here, and it's mainly going to, the United States, right? It's doing this fairly steady. It's a lot of these small little ones too. But look, it's just constant big, these big circles are bigger purchases. They're just bigger purchases just coming through here nonstop. And what was that, South Korea, I believe? I mean, they are busy. Man, Europe is busy. Great Britain, England is even getting in on the Bitcoin action. So, I mean, Canada, all over the world, they're buying up Bitcoin, and this does not even express all the countries. Obviously, it represents how many? About maybe 15 countries or so. I didn't count, but I'm estimating it looks about 15 countries there that actually where they actually track this on Fiat Leak. And you could just see it is busy today. We might come back to that later if Bitcoin continues to pump. If we get up to $45,000, I might even go grab a beer, guys, and have a beer with you. Not that that's a huge thing, but going up that much in one day, that would be a pretty big move. Okay. Let's go into Yahoo Finance here today and just see how things ended up in the market. We had... the Dow actually did end up today. For the week, it's been choppy all week. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I guess if you're a trader, it could be okay if you're in the stock market, as long as you're in the right stocks, because I know not all of them have been going up and down. Most of them have actually been going down. It's just your bigger name, your FANG stocks, your Apples, and, your Teslas, and those that have been going up, kind of holding this market together. So overall, the market for the week looks like it ended up a little bit. So, I mean, if you want to call that a Santa rally, I don't know. It doesn't look like it's all that much. But as you can see, for the month, it is up. It is up, but it's been kind of boring here as of the last 2 weeks, right? Not much exciting, not too much excitement in the stock market. Also, if we look at, say, like gold and silver, boy. Silver down 74 cents today. That's a big move down for silver. I mean, that just fell off a cliff. Why? Guys, all I can say about silver, if you stack silver, that's cool. I actually own a little bit of silver for a shit hit the fan scenario type of thing. Because, if the power does go out or what have you, there's nothing else to trade. Silver will have value for a short while, but you can't eat silver, you can't shoot silver, and you can't clothe yourself in silver. People are going to say, yeah, but you'll be able to buy stuff. But when people are hungry, are they going to trade their food to you for your silver? And then what are they going to do with your silver once they have it? They can't eat it. They can't really do anything with it. It's a hard metal. It's best off right now when it can be used for technology and be put in computers and these electric vehicles and the solar panels. If all that stuff goes down, what I'm trying to say is silver is okay to hold on to, but I wouldn't be personally someone who just like stacks a whole bunch of silver. Like every month I go out and buy 10 ounces of silver or 2 ounces of silver or whatever it may be. What Personally, what I do, have a couple $1,000s worth of silver, and that's basically it. If you look at the 100-year chart of silver, like 70 years ago, silver was at like $30, dollars. And look at it today, it's still at 23. I know people love it, and it's God's money, and gold, the same thing. And that's why I have a little bit, because I think in a shit hit the fan scenario, for a short span of time, it will have some value because people won't know what to use for currency, and that is the kind of mental fallback type of thing. But overall, it's manipulated. How can you go against something that's manipulated by this corrupt government, the Jamie Dimons, the BlackRocks? The corporations really run the government, and the government just does things to appease the corporations and then the citizens second, where it should be the other way around. But the corporations have way too much control right now, and that's a real shame. But because of that, silver is kind of the old school monetary way to kind of preserve your wealth. It would kind of go up and down with inflation, which is usually up, but it kind of even stopped doing that. If you look back at silver here the last 6 months, right? I mean, it was $24 6 months ago. What's inflation done? How about a year ago? A year ago, $23.53. If you had invested in, socks, anything, they've at least doubled in price. A cup, you bought a bunch of cups, they've increased in price. Anything, basically anything has almost doubled in value, except for silver. So that's my rant on silver for today. Let's get back into crypto, because it looks like what we have going on here is weekend rallies, guys. If we look at the weekends, they have really, really been doing well for crypto, Bitcoin in particular. And a crypto that you all may know about, may not have known about, that has really pumped is one called Ordi. Ordi went up to 62. I had a big drop down, but it's kind of runs along with Bitcoin. When Bitcoin does good, Ordi is going to do good. So if Bitcoin pumps, Ordi is going to pump. And Ordi today, not really pumping. Might be, if Bitcoin continues to go up, might be a good time to get into Ordi, and I'll tell you why. At $51, yes, it's gone way up, but you'll notice only 21 million Ordi, just like Bitcoin. It's a limited supply, all right, limited max supply. As people buy it, the price will go up, because like Bitcoin, the less of it that there is, the higher the price is going to go. Another one that I've liked recently, and I'm surprised it hasn't moved a little bit more, is Horizon Zen. It's up. I recommended it in my last video at $9, and it was 60 or 70 cents, something like that. So it has gone up, but again, low max supply, 21 million. Before these big rallies start, these are some of the things that I'm looking for, is that low max supply. Because when they have low max supply, yes, they'll be more volatile up and down, but when it's a good market, a bull market, the volatility is going to be to the upside instead of the downside. If you're in a kind of a choppy market, it's going to really swing. It'd be a good one to trade, and it has been pretty choppy. But you'll notice, let's see if we go out 7 days, how's it looking? So, it's been steadily climbing, and it looks like the lows have been higher, and the highs, if this next one goes up above this 1153 mark, will be higher. And I could see this one, at its all-time high before it hit I think it was like 145 or something like that. 137. So, I mean, this one has a great, potential for appreciation from $11 to that, 137 mark. And if this bull run surpasses the last bull run, as they historically always do, there's no reason why this, here's your last bull market, 51 was the top. There's no reason why this shouldn't go way higher than that 137 mark. So, I mean, this is a good 20x potential token. Now, it used to be a top 100 token, and it has dropped out of it. It looks like it's at 247 right now, which may take a few eyes off of it, but still, when the tide rises, it kind of brings all these ships up. Let me go take a quick look at the chat here, see what's going on. Joe's back. I'm back, baby. I'm back. Yeah. Good to see you. Good to see you too. Sad about silver. I mean, I was really kind of a silver bug for a while before I got into Bitcoin and crypto and everything. I was kind of looking for something that would move, and I know that the silver market does have runs at times. But overall, the history of it is just when you really, they always say zoom out, look at the big picture. Yeah, it goes from $6 up to 24, and that's a huge move up, right? But it still kind of never really goes above that, which is very frustrating, especially with inflation, and people count on, mentally they think that it's going to be a hedge against inflation, and it really has not been. All right, so B-Rad says, Chainlink questions. Guys, I love Chainlink. I own Chainlink. None of this is financial advice. But when we look at Chainlink, we don't even have to do that. It's a top coin here, right here. Nice move today. I think it was about $15 and something yesterday, right? Is that right? Yeah, 15. It's up $1 today. That's a nice move. That's 8.12%. Chainlink, guys. Of course, I can't make recommendations. I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not allowed to do that. But I can disclose that I do personally own Chainlink. It's one that I personally invest in because I believe that even though Chainlink's, I think its all-time high is maybe 60? No, 48. 48. But since it hit that all-time high of 48, they've added so many partners. It's ridiculous. They're partnered up with practically everyone. And these cryptocurrencies, these different blockchains are going to need to communicate with each other. Not all of them, possibly, but they're going to need to communicate with other things that are not on their network. And Chainlink is one of the few cryptocurrencies that does this and does it about the best. Also, they're the early mover, kind of like Ethereum. Although, look, I know some people out there love Ethereum, and I don't have a problem with Ethereum, but honestly, it's not the best blockchain out there. It's not the fastest by any means. And it's not the cheapest by any means. They're constantly trying to do things to make it cheaper, to make it more attractive to customers. But the big thing is they were the first kind of cryptocurrency to do what they do. They were early. I don't know how old they are, probably close to 10 years old by now, 9, 10 years old. Anyone building, that was really their only option. So now they've just got so many partners. Chainlink is the same thing. They've just got so many partners. So if another cryptocurrency comes in and actually wants to take the time to develop and build, and don't forget, guys, it takes years to build a quality cryptocurrency that's not just a copy and paste from another project, but to really build a good cryptocurrency takes years, and then to develop all those partnerships takes years on top of it. And Chainlink's been around since 2018, so it's already got 5 years under its belt of development and partnering. And I'd be surprised if anyone's able to knock them out of that top spot. Somebody that does do a little bit something like them that I would maybe be a little worried about. Not that I'd be worried about them, but that I'm not really fond of, because they're a World Economic Forum. If you don't know who they are, I'm not a fan, but it's kind of the token that they use for storage and for communication with other webs. And I think it had Quant right here, Quant. So Quant has the potential to pump because it does have World Economic Forum connections, and the World Economic Forum is connected to a lot of people, let's face it. Give me 1 second. Right, so they've already got basically companies that they control, politicians they control, which is very important. So it's made a nice move up here over the last, day here. It's up to 113. It was 110. I actually owned Quant for a while until I found out that they were a World Economic Forum token. And just based on the principle of that, I sold all of it. But you look, their max supply only 14,800,000, meaning it's got only 2/3 the supply of Bitcoin. So this one, guys, if you wanted to make money, and Quant is actually one that probably has a lot of potential. But me, I personally like Chainlink. I like Freedom, and that's why I would kind of want to stick with Chainlink personally. Another crypto I think has potential, but I do have a problem, only one problem. Well, it's a big problem though. But here it is, Kava. So as we just talked about, why didn't it go to Kava? Oh, it is that big today. Okay. So Kava, see, I was looking at it earlier, and it was actually down a little bit. So Kava, I think, can make a big move. Now, like those other ones, how I kept pointing out the amount of tokens they have. See, there's infinity amount. Oh, this is Polkadot. What the heck? Yeah, it's still down. And they also have infinity amount of tokens. But this is a top 100 crypto. It hasn't really moved yet this entire bull run, I don't believe. Not much, not much. But what they're going to do is they are going to create a max coin supply limit. And now, if you want to roll the dice on this, it's one of those things where I don't know what the max is going to be. Now, if they set it at like some ridiculous amount, they have currently total supply of billion. If they put it out at, 100 billion, well, that's not going to help the price. But if they put it at like 2 billion or, 1.5 billion, that could impact the price, and that's going to be happening in around January. I want to say around the 20th, around there. So usually people front run news like that about a month beforehand. So I would say it's December 28th. I would say if by December, 24th-ish, if you just keep an eye on Kava and it looks like it's starting to pump, that might be a sign that they're going to put a low cap on that. It might be a good time to jump in on that one as well. All right, let me go back to all right, we got Randall on here talking about Theta. Theta actually is a good project. It's been around for a while. While I look at that, it's actually up 8% today. Number 57 on the market cap. Theta should do well this bull run. What was Theta's all-time high? Oh, look at that. Up to, was it 15? No. $13. So, I mean, right there, that's a 10x, right? 100,000 million, a billion total supply. Again, that should hit that mark and surpass it this bull run. There's a good thing about Theta is, you can get it on Binance, KuCoin, two big exchanges, which for a while there, that was one of the problems with Theta, was actually finding a place where you can buy it. But now it's pretty available to people, which makes it good. So yeah, I think Theta is, I don't personally own Theta, but I think it's a good pick. I wouldn't rule out that I wouldn't own it, but currently I do not hold Theta, but I think it's a good project. I mean, if we go down the list here, I can kind of tell you, Bitcoin, with all the news that's coming out, looks like it's going to hit eventually its all-time high and surpass it by at least maybe a 3-4x, unless for some reason, they get denied the, let's see, what is the BlackRock? All right, so I mean, if the ETF, if it gets shot down, that obviously will hurt the price, because a lot of this buying right now is in anticipation, front running the market before the news comes out. And it's, again, not just BlackRock, it's between 8 and 12. They're supposed to be all getting this approval at once. Some people are saying it's just going to be BlackRock. And even if it is, that's still, years ago, we were hoping to just get one from Gemini or from Coinbase, and they never, turned into anything. From ARK, they all applied, they all got shot down. BlackRock doesn't tend to get shot down. But that would be the one thing that could drop the price down. But then don't forget, after that, that would probably be a good buying opportunity heading into the halving in April. Ethereum, a lot of people love Ethereum. What can I say about Ethereum? I'm as popular as it is, I'm kind of mixed on Ethereum. Simply because it's not the fastest and it's not the cheapest. The thing it has going, the two things it has going for it is it's, like I said, that first mover advantage where it has so many partners already, and that it has changed some of its staking, where you can stake it and you stake your Ethereum and it locks it up so it can't be sold, which helps it keep its value. But with all these new blockchains that are faster and cheaper now available, that are up and running, like they say, all it takes is a couple of good dApps or apps or whatever, dApps on a blockchain to really pump it. Binance, I'm going to skip Tether because that's just, we all know that's a stable coin. Binance token, they just got sued. They're going to pay $4 billion to the SEC. That is all just a scam to me, but Binance Coin didn't really get hurt much when the market went down. I think it was at maybe hit 400 at its its high last bull market, but usually was around 350, between 3 and 350, went down to maybe 200. So yeah, it lost some value, but a lot of these got crushed. But when it pumps, it doesn't really pump hard either. So Binance, I would probably stay away from that one for now. XRP, I know there's a whole XRP army out there. Some people just love XRP. They have a good following. I just still don't like the fact that so much of the XRP outstanding is held, it's held by the institution. And they can just dump it on the market anytime and hurt the price. Solana has been pumping like crazy this whole bull market. Like I said, Ethereum might have some trouble here just because you've got projects like Solana. But, as much as Solana has pumped, and it may continue to very well pump, the only thing that makes me nervous about Solana is they had some outage issues. They had about 4 of them less than a year ago. If they've solved that problem, great. But all it takes is one more of those things to happen. What happens if they have an outage tomorrow? What do you think is going to happen to the price of Solana? It could drop in half. So that would be my tale of caution on Solana. But other than that, it's competition for Ethereum, and Ethereum has not been pumping and Solana has. So it just kind of shows that other people have the same sentiment, that they don't feel the same about Ethereum as they used to. USD coin, that's just a stable coin, always going to be around $1. Cardano actually had a nice move up 20%. And I was kind of waiting for Cardano. I do hold Cardano. I'm kind of wondering why it wasn't moving. But yep, 42% in the last 7 days. And you could kind of see it kind of wanting to do something, but it just wasn't. And then Charles Hoskin even came out and made a video where he was all pissed off. He's one of these spokesmen and developers and idea men for Cardano. He came out and made a video where he was all pissed at BlackRock and everything. And I thought maybe after that it would get some attention on Cardano and it would pump, but it didn't. It took another maybe 4 or 5 days before this move actually came. But it's rightly deserved. Cardano, I think it hit, around $3 last bull run. No reason, again, why it won't hit that and surpass it. $6, maybe even $8, $9 possible. It's all going to depend on how crazy this gets, because if the stock market starts to go down, gold and silver keep fluttering around like they will, and people see crypto going up. They see these BlackRock and everybody getting in. They see the halving, which is going to be another pump. See, right now we really don't have retail getting in head over heels like we did the last bull cycle. But I do have friends asking me now about crypto, calling me and texting me, asking me about crypto, meaning retail is just starting to nibble again. But when they get in, that could be a good sign, as long as people have money, because from what I understand, man, it's not, I know personally, it's not easy out there. Avalanche, like that's another one that does the same thing as Ethereum does, up 36%. What is Ethereum up? 13%. So, I mean, these other blockchains are just, taking Ethereum to task. Now, if Ethereum does pump, Polygon, which hasn't done much either, it's been kind of moving along with Ethereum. But if Ethereum pumps, Polygon will pump along with it. Polygon could actually pump separately, but look out for that. If you want to get something cheap, Polygon could pump with Ethereum. And let's just kind of maybe wrap it up here. Let's take another peek at Bitcoin. 44.5, still right about where we were. Looks like some of that heavy trades have maybe slowed down a little bit. That line, you can actually see some of the small ones in between there. It's just not, but it's, oh man, I don't know. It's still pretty hot and heavy. There's a lot of people buying Bitcoin right now as the price is reflecting here. I think that's where, well, let me just refresh the screen. I don't know if that does affect the price on this. Yeah, it's still the same. Okay. So let me go back real quick here. Solana has been pumping. Well, guys, I've been on here for, how long have I been on here for? It doesn't even tell me on this. 41 minutes. Well, I think for my first live stream in a while, that's good enough. And guys, I wish you all the best. Make a lot of money this bull run. I know that's a goal of everybody's. But, you know, love the ones you love. Show them appreciation and attention, because I know we get so busy and wrapped up in this life, in this world, that, you know, sometimes those people around us don't hear enough from us that we love them. Give them a hug. You know, if you have a son or a daughter that you wish you were closer to, just give them a hug at least. Just let them know that you love them, and that'll reflect back on you. It'll show, you know, it's small acts like that that add up. But kiss your wives, your husbands, hug your kids, pet your pets. Joe Knows Cryptos, God bless. I hope you all have a great day, and we'll see you soon.